Hello. Um, so, I'm in my new place. I'm settling in, and it's all about adapting, finding a new rhythm, finding, you know, new motivation, I guess. This is a dream come true, and, obviously it comes with its new obstacles and challenges. I'm now living on my own for the first time, and let me tell you a short, quick story about how I got the apartment, or actually, why this apartment. Anyhow, it's really not that impressive, but I I kept telling myself, and actually my mom eventually as well. I was like, the right apartment. I mean, actually, I've been telling this to everybody. I've been saying I will find an apartment. I know I will, and I wasn't really putting in a lot of effort of finding one. And most importantly, I said, the right apartment will come to me. I will find the right apartment. And, this is the best apartment. Like, this is better than I thought it would be. Like, it's better than I thought it would be. And more than anything, it's the right one. It has the right amount of challenges, and it's the right challenges. And, yeah, I mean, God or the universe or, I don't know. I'm just, wow. And I remember when I walked out of the interview, because, you go in, you present yourself. I didn't even know that's a thing, right? It was just all instinct. I was a bit late. I got there almost getting crashed into by a bus, and I ran to catch a taxi, and like I was just coming back from like a 2.5 hour train ride where I missed one train, and then another train failed, and then I had to, I don't know, it was just like really like life testing me, do you really want this apartment? Because I was at my grandma's house. I might post a video. Let me know if you're interested. It was like a funny kind of short video of me mowing the lawn of my grandma. It was kind of cool. So, I've had a few setbacks. I'm far from perfect. I know a lot of you have thanked me, and I guess the only thing there is to thank is to just me being open about my life and sharing that, I guess, sharing my insights, sharing my thoughts. And yeah, I've had a few setbacks, I haven't been able to go to the gym as much, and you know, I just don't feel like myself, or haven't felt like myself. Now I feel like myself again, and appreciate your setbacks, because there's always something to learn, and that's what I learned. I learned to just also not lose sight of, the progress I've made. And it, discipline, today I read something, discipline doesn't need to be painful. Just because it's uncomfortable doesn't mean it needs to be painful. Like, discipline is boring. And, I'm trying to be so disciplined and whatnot. And the harder I try, the more painful it is, the less progress I'm making. And also, progress isn't only not linear, it's also the speed at which. You should check out my my tweets, my Twitter. I'll leave it down below. You find everything down below, my newsletter, Twitter, everything. You should really, because that's the stuff I talk about. mostly at least. And it's not only the speed, right? It's not like your progress is all the time like on 100 kilometers an hour. No, sometimes your progress is going like 5 steps a minute, and that's okay. Look at snails. I mean, they get somewhere sometimes. I mean, they always do. It's just it's a matter of perspective, I guess. And it's also a matter of perspective. You know, what am I going through? Is this all shitty, or is this fucking amazing, right? And it's hard, like today I said to myself, I was like, stoic this, stoic that, and here's my Bible, my current Bible. Because, it's exhausting trying to be, non-reactive and in control when there's so little of which you're in control, even yourself sometimes, most of the time. Robert Greene, the author of 48 Laws of Power, I read something he wrote on a tweet, actually, like 2 days ago. And there was something about, you have no idea how little in control you actually are, as a human being. And I got this idea, which I'll write about, which is accepting your humanity. See, I'm someone who constantly strives to be perfect. And that is led by the fear of imperfection and fear of being imperfect and rejected. And, if you look deep inside enough, and if you look at people, you can a lot of times, it's not always the case, right? There's a difference between confidence and making up for something, right? And sometimes I blur that line. I'm a very confident person at times. Other times I think on the regular, whenever I taste confidence, have you ever had that moment where you walk into a room or you're with a bunch of people and you're just non-defensive and you are in control of the conversation and you are so interesting in that moment, right? It tastes so good. There's nothing like it. And you feel so mature and you feel so good about yourself. You feel proud of yourself because you're just not trying to prove yourself to anybody. That's confidence, right? You're confident in your own skin. By the way, I have to show you this. I got myself a table. Yep. It's one of those standing desks that can go up and down by a button. Isn't that amazing? Oh my god. Wow. It's so crazy. It's like huge and like I had to get it into a tiny ass car. See, now I'm laughing again, right? About the funniest, silliest shit. I mean, life is so great. Today I felt so terrible, and now, I mean, this happens a lot, It's a shame. It's a shame that sometimes our default is to be so negative. And it doesn't have to. It really doesn't have to be. Really. It can be scary sometimes when you let go of that negativity because you start to feel like, oh, am I being naive now? Am I being childish now? Am I being unaware of, am I not being self-aware enough? Am I, and it's just such a shame, this fear of like letting go of control and of the little control you think you have when in reality you're choking yourself, you're drowning yourself under the control that you think you're in, which is constantly telling yourself how terrible you are, how bad you are, how useless, how worthless you are. And I'm no exception. I mean, I, I tell myself some really nasty stuff that I would never say to other people. And then there's also this thought, which is, okay, trying to be so perfect all the time and try to always do the good thing and the right thing. And and I feel like there's this, when you start, for example, when you start telling everybody how much potential you see in them, it's like you're lying. You're not being honest. You're not. Everybody has potential. That's absolutely true, right? It's up to them to show you their potential, right? And in which specific area of life, okay, in a specific area, in a specific skill or sports or whatever it may be, work, job, dedication. Anyhow, and I thought about this because, I do this a lot where I'm always trying to keep everything at 100%, right? And may that be, the compliments I give, because like they have to be like there's a difference between giving a genuine compliment and a small compliment, which is like, like I don't know, and then constantly trying to make everybody else happy. Like, oh, I see potential in you. I see potential in you. I see potential in you, and it's just like, well, who is it really? I mean, no one's gonna believe you in the end, right? And then my mood, constantly trying to be like happy, 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 or in the zone, or it's like, and it's this idea of control that we think we have, that we need to learn to control. And I think it starts with accepting your setbacks and being really grateful for them. Because if it wasn't for your setbacks, right, you might have kept going 100 kilometers an hour, but maybe you were headed straight into a fucking tree. All right? And see, progress, it's not about, you're playing the infinite game here. You're not competing with anybody. May you believe it or not, okay? And yes, sometimes there's time for competition. Sometimes there's the enemy that you need to defeat, because obviously you need some sort of motivators, okay? The enemy, for example, the person you don't want to be. And I actually gave that response to someone today, which is cool. From this guy, Cohen, on Instagram. I just posted a story from today, so his writing is amazing. Really inspires me. Anyhow, you're playing the game of how long can you last in your direction, on your path. That's what really matters. So when people say, just give me one more day, just keep going, they don't mean, at least they shouldn't mean, or maybe they should be more specific. Obviously, it doesn't sound very dramatic or sexy, right? That's why we have tweets and motivational quotes and things like that, because it gets you thinking, right? It's up to your interpretation. But what they should say and what they should mean is just don't stop. Just don't stop. When you've got 10% to give and you give 10%, right? You do one thing. There are some days where you take a shower and that was it, and or maybe you did the one push-up, or you still pushed yourself to maybe go out for the run. Maybe you didn't do an exceptional run or something. But sometimes, man, it's like, and let's say you have someone as David Goggins as an example, right? The indestructible man, You know, that guy is it's a beast. He's a beast. He's an animal. I mean, he really is. You know, he's amazing. And following the same logic, you'll find that, you know, he says, if I can't run, I'll find something else to work out, right? So it's fine if at the moment all you can do, right, is to just do what you're, for example, supposed to, right? Yesterday, I mean, or today, I thought at least, you know, the only thing I can do today is just go to work. You know, I don't feel good. You know, I'm missing my family, and I got all this stuff going on. But you know, there's something I gotta do something, right? And that's when you let go. You let go of the control that you think you have, and you know, I went down a very dark path today, and a lot of terrible thoughts. And guess what? The great thing about my job, even though there's a lot of the times where I don't like it, I hate it, and I keep telling myself like, why am I doing this to myself? Is because it puts me under stress, and then after that, I feel accomplished. Like, oh, I got through it, you know. It's, you know, it's really not the end of the world. And then I saw this video, this clip of Alex Harnold, this free, what do you call it? Well, he's a climber, and he does free climbing. That's what you call it. And, you know, he's one of the best in the world, if not the best free climber in the world. And he climbed this insanely high, it's called El Capitan mountain, which you should check it out if you can. And he said it's important to put yourself under life's threatening risks, or something like that, something along the way. Like the adrenaline of that you get, you know, when you really put yourself in danger, it makes everything else so much more bearable, you know. And then there's the other thing that I got from Joe Rogan, which is like, put yourself under pain when you're working out, you know, work out hard, and you should work out, because, you know, that pain, you get to a point where, you know, your body's saying, essentially, it's like, hey, stop. You're gonna die if you keep going. Obviously, you know, if I keep going forever, I'll probably die, or something will happen. I don't know, because, you know, our body is not, you know. Think about it for a second. I mean, we've been humans for not that very long, you know, compared to the whole history of, you know, evolution. And then, you know, especially, you know, we've got phones now and all this shit, which is, you know, it's another thing. Don't get me wrong, I love technology and evolution, and I think we've built great things. You know, I believe in humanity. I think we're at our best when we're creative and innovative, and we're strong, and we've done so much, and we've survived through so much. And, you know, I don't think we are a cancerous pathogen on this planet. Quite the opposite, actually. We're human. We make mistakes, and that's okay. And we fix things. That's what makes us so damn great. That we learn, that we fuck up so many fucking times, and we always come back somehow. We forgive, we forget, I don't know. At our worst, yeah, there's other stuff, but why focus on that? You're gonna have both anyways. Focus on the good. When it comes to humanity, focus on the good, man. Don't forget that, you know. Don't be ignorant, but focus on the good. Yeah, I got a cool newsletter coming up. Leveling the playing field. You're human. That's great. Yeah, I'm just astounded at life and myself again, and the amount of people who connect with progress and the idea of finding a direction, path, and purpose. And yeah, I'll do the Q&A in the next one. I can't get myself to do it so much. It's just a bit overwhelming, but probably tomorrow or so. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. There's no rush. No rush. Thanks for watching. You're doing amazing. Like if you watch my videos, you're probably like, yeah, I don't know. I'm just amazed. Because nowadays, everything's flashy and in your face, and it needs to be interesting 24/7. And yeah, I mean, I get it, but you're on a path. I can see it. I can't see it. I'm looking at a camera, but I don't know. You're doing great. Keep going. Just don't stop. Now you know what I mean. Have a good one. Bye.